Hey, what is up, everybody? Michael Crump back here again, talking about the latest and the greatest in PlayStation 4 homebrew news and much, much more. Okay, so I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm going to drop it right here. Horizon Forbidden West is only playable if you have 9.03. I know. I just heard the crowd whine a little bit, but that is the reality. But there still may be a little bit of good news in here. So the first thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to bring you over to Orbis Patches, and here is where that game resides. So there has been at least 4 patches for this game since it's came out. Well, I guess technically just 3, with 2, 3, and then 4. And as you can see here, 9.03 is the required firmware for 0.2, 0.3, and then finally up here for 0.4. And so I did find it a bit interesting that over here on Orbis Patches, you can't actually search for Horizon Forbidden West. So I had to actually go and look this up by the title ID, and then I just formulated EN for English. Obviously, if you're using another language like Russia, it just has an RU and then the title ID. But if you search for this game, you can't find it on their website, which is a bit odd. I don't know if they're hiding this on purpose, at least not to disappoint people, but that is the reality of the fact here. And then I wanted to address kind of the elephant in the room, and that is that there is a lot of information that says things like, hey, the SDK that it was built with is 9.00, and basically it should work. So if you look at this image here, this is basically a download of the patch, which was 1.04, and what you can see down in here, it says required system software version is at 09.03. So this will not work. We are not able to play a game that was on a higher version of the firmware than what we can currently jailbreak. So anything that is 9.00 and lower, which there's a huge catalog, I think 2,000 or so games, at least in the United States, that's playable. We can't play anything that's higher than 9.00 until we get another jailbreak. So don't fall for any of the fakes. Don't fall for any of the videos and all these other things saying, hey, you know what? We were able to get our 9.03 game and get it running right here on 9.00. It's just not going to work unless we have a jailbreak. And one other thing to keep in mind regarding the releases of the patches, this PSN Releases Twitter account does track when the latest releases hit the PlayStation Store. So while you can come back over here and you can use the Orbis Patches and you can look up Horizon Forbidden West on here, it's also a good idea to have another third-party site to kind of be looking at as well. And so now that I've touched on the physical disc for the PlayStation 4 requiring 9.03, it also applies to the digital version. I know that you're already running PlayStation 4 9.00, so you can't connect to the PlayStation Store, but just as a good insight and just information for you is that 9.03 is also required for the digital version as well. And if you are wondering about the PlayStation 5, as long as you are on version 4.03, the game disc, which is 9.03 for PlayStation 4, it works absolutely perfect, at least according to Backport 893, which is responsible for so many wonderful and great backports for the PlayStation 4 that we all know and enjoy. And this is also a very well-respected member of the scene, and I absolutely believe them 100% here. So again, another great resource to check out if you haven't already. And here is that person that has put an image of that disc working perfectly on their PlayStation 5 4.03. Again, the nice thing to keep in mind here is that you don't want to update your PlayStation 5 to 4.50 because what's known right now with the exploits, they're only going to be working with 4.03. I've got a video that talks and describes a little bit more in detail about that. Well, anyway, I hope this helps you at least distinguish between what's real and what's fake in regards to this great and wonderful game. And so just to wrap up things here, so if you've got the physical PlayStation 4 disc, it is at 9.03, meaning it will not run in any of your PlayStation 4s that you currently have on jailbreak 9.00. That same disc will run inside of a 4.03 PlayStation 5, so you can enjoy it there. But for the most part, and for most of us, you're not going to see a duplex release or any sort of release coming out for this game. And so if you just really want to play this game, I'm afraid you are going to have to update your PlayStation 4 to at least 9.03 or play the PlayStation 4 disc version of the game on your PlayStation 5 with 4.03. Anyways, I hope this helps, and thank you so very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Michael, out!